beans. They're good. Welcome back to the show. Hi, I'm Darkjustifier, about to make a mess. And today, once again, we're playing Vampire the Masquerade, Shadow over New York. Shadow of New York. We'll find out in a second. Anyways, last time we lost our job, and anybody knows that losing a job sucks. It sucks a lot. It's probably one of the worst feelings you can have in life, being fired. Not quitting, being fired. It's a little bit of a wang jangle of life. It's a little bit of a wang jangle that life can do that to you. Yeah. But, yeah. And then we were kidnapped on the subway by a amber-eyed woman. Or was it red? Oh, jeez, I should have watched. I should have rewatched. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it was Amber, by an amber-eyed woman, which made me think werewolf at first. Which, vampire and werewolf stories tend to go together like ham and cheese. So poorly without mustard. Anyways, let's finish up kerfluffling around and get into the game. Alright? Welcome back, my fellow weirdos, to the show. I'm Darkjustifier. Let's go. So this game is going by nights? Okay. Once again, I find myself in a big beat burger. Okay. Can I control this with a controller? BRB. It does. Yes. Familiar surroundings, faces I recognize, mood, same as it ever was. Still, I process it in an entirely different way. It all frustrates me now, or more precisely, makes me frustrated with myself. It's like I'm clinging to the remnants of a cocoon I've outgrown. Ugh. It's the same with these cigarettes. I don't need them anymore, so why do I keep holding on to them? Fucking hell. It's like I refuse to accept that I'm something better than I used to be. A vampire. A dictionary. Interesting. The embrace. How a vampire turns their human prey into a fellow vampire. For whatever reason, like most things, the details are a bit more gruesome than whatever romanticized images Hollywood has shoved down everyone's throat over the years. Unless you think total exsanguination followed by the replacement of your vital bodily fluids by someone else's sounds romantic. Guess it depends on what you mean by romantic. How do I mark it as red? Oh, okay. Kindred. A term of fellowship among vampires. Thought to have been coined after an anarch uprising of some sort, but the Camarilla doesn't talk about it that much. The one who makes you a bloodsucker, a vampire's name for parent. Mine was Karen. Ah! Chill day. Child? What a sire calls his or her vampire progeny when they're being naughty. Sort of like when an exhausted mom calls their kid by their first name. Also tends to be the go-to when somebody feels like they're out of arguments and needs to make their seniority known. Plural form of childer. Alright. Okay. 2 nights ago, I met Karen, the Embrace. She embraced me, by which I mean she turned me into a kindred. She calls herself my sire and me her child. Last night, she taught me the basics of survival. Drinking blood, manipulating humans, bending steel, controlling shadows. Tonight, I expected more lessons. Instead, she told me to go out and enjoy myself. What's the catch, I asked? To which she responded, I might kill you if you prove to be a disappointment. There are a few rules. I have to uphold the masquerade. I can't contact anyone I knew as a human. I can't let anyone realize I'm not human anymore. I can't embrace anyone, and so on. I'm assuming that's just the costume party-based thing. Systematic secrecy of vampires, built to conceal our world from humankind in order to protect us. Essentially, the Masquerade is our shield against the fear and ignorance of human beings. Make no bones about it. If the vast majority of people ever learned we exist, we would be hunted to extinction. Otherwise, I'm free to do whatever I want. But for some reason, the first thing I did was come back here. Old habits die hard. Karen is probably watching me from somewhere, even now. The way I understand it, tomorrow night she is supposed to introduce me to the Camarilla, a local society of vampires. The big boys and girls in town. The largest vampire sect I know of. Plays well with mortals, or rather, plays mortals like a fiddle. Manipulative and rigid in structure. Almost feudal, really. There's a prince involved. No joke. Heavily invested in and maintaining the Masquerade and other so-called traditions, which helps with the 2 previous points. Okay. Turns out they are the ones who have been systematically ruining my life lately, all a part of some secret evaluation that I've barely passed. Just imagining the reach they have makes me dizzy. And they destroyed the old me that I barely cared about. Karen rebuilt anew. On one hand, her test left some scars that will take time to heal. On the other hand, maybe I should be grateful. I am snapped out of my thoughts by a sudden scream. Some douchebag yelling about his french fries not being salty enough. This is America. I think this is my cue to leave permanently. Good guy, BBB. I hope I never see you again. I'm destined for greater things, you see. I don't think you are. Time to swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. What is this? Oh, it's a map. Risks of swiping right. This Tinder addict smells like a bit of a loser, a wannabe intellectual, a perfect source of nourishment. Time to swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. The club beckons. A meathead bully and his unfortunate victim. I probably shouldn't interfere, but what chance could I find to test what I've become? An innocent, an unknown, or a genuine problem? I'm going for the genuine problem. This girl, at least, seemed to want to help the world, and becoming part of the problem doesn't seem like a good idea. This looks like the same alley as before. 2 men are facing each other in a dark back alley. One of them stands with his back against the wall, his chest heaving as he's struggling to catch his breath. People, anybody out there? I'm being robbed. That was the goon. Oh. People, is anybody out there? I'm being robbed. A brawny, rugged guy is yelling at metal staircases with a theatrical incredulity in his voice. With a lively step, he dances around an older man who's having trouble finding his footing. What is this bullshit? Oh, so now you can talk. Good, because I'm dying to hear what you did to my wallet, Holmes. Wallet? I have no idea what you're talking about. The goon starts prancing around like a Mayuya Thai boxer. He's smiling, but his eyes send a clear message. You're cornered, buddy. Don't even try to pull a fast one on me. Come on, homeboy. You may be able to trick an average Joe in the street with your act, but a fighter recognizes a fighter. It's like an animal thing. It's an instinct thing. You've got some moves on you. You're like shit. You're like a black mamba. Lightning fast. He starts shadowboxing for a moment. The man's definitely got energy to spare. However, I'm like a king cobra. You've met your match. 2 apex predators now locked in battle. Oh, so you're seeing snakes. That should explain this. Before he's able to finish, a sucker punch knocks the air right out of his lungs. The old man slides down the wall before he can let out a groan. He's interrupted by a brutal kick to the chest. That's what I'm talking about. A fighting spirit, even when you're cornered. Take a seat. Deep breath. Collect your thoughts before you speak up again. Remember where you put my wallet now? I'm pretty sure you broke my rib. An eye for an eye, a rib for a ribbing. Biblical punishment. It's only fair, homie. Fair? At least admit that this is a mugging. Wallet my ass. Still in denial? Okay. Let's say I had about 5,000 bucks in there. Give me 6 grand. This is New York. This is American money. Who carries 6 grand? Who carries that? Who carries that kind of cash? This isn't Venezuela. This isn't Japan. Who carries that kind of cash in America? And I walk away relatively So you admit it. Admit what? That this is not about proper compensation. This is a robbery. Look, buddy, this is a beginning to bore me. Unless you want me to go all Anderson Silva on your ass, give me what I want. Anderson Silva? Yeah, Anderson Silva. A flying knee meeting your solar plexus. The man, the myth, the legend. Spitting a lot. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Thai boxing, Western boxing, Taekwondo, Wing Chun, and Capoeira? Capoeira? Capoeira. That sounds like a dance. We're looking it up. Capoeira is an Afro-Brazilian martial art that combines elements of dance, acrobatics, and music. Developed by enslaved in Brazil. I don't know what just happened. I've been studying the glorious singularity that is Anderson Silva for years. Every move I have, I owe to him. So if you don't want this snake to turn into a deadly spider, show me the money, honey. Summer 2013, Las Vegas. Huh? Watched it live on pay-per-view. Weedman saw through all of Silva's tricks, whooped his ass, broke his spirit, showed him for a fraud he is. The man hasn't been the same ever since. All the empty showboating, hollow taunting, drunk on his own Kool-Aid. Jesus, of course you idolize him, asshole. For a good minute, the goon silently looks down at the whimpering man at his feet, chewing on his lower lip. Oh, this guy's on the ground, sorry. When he finally speaks up, his voice betrays an intent to kill. You know what, homeboy? Screw the money. This is a matter of honor now. My thoughts exactly. Huh? Ha! He raises his fist. We've got ourselves a mixed martial arts expert here, huh? For your own sake, I hope you can back that talk with some self-defense skills, homie. All of these are stupid. I hate it. I'm just gonna go with that's enough. He jumps at the sound of my voice, turns my way in the blink of an eye, and immediately assumes a combat stance. His reflexes are sharp. Looks like he has at least this much to back up all his bravado. Wannabe Anderson Silva's face betrays utter confusion upon seeing me. He's got no idea how I managed to sneak up on him. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be able to explain it myself. It felt like I became one with the darkness, my pure consciousness traversing a dusky dreamscape, jumping from one shadow to another, as if they were different trains of thought. I think of some experiences I've had with psychedelics. Every blink in adventure. I was outside of his alley. Blink, I was above the alley. Blink, now I'm in front of this guy. And he pisses me off. The older man slumps down. Looks like he was trying his best to keep it together and gave up once the cavalry arrived. The goon regains his composure and barks at me in an overly gruff way. The hell you sneaking around here for, chica? Oh, he's Mexican. Okay. Move along. This is between men. Not anymore. His fist turns towards me. I'm serious, and an equal opportunity ass kicker. I respond to the threat with the brightest, most innocent, virginal smile. Virginia. Virginal smile I can put on. So you're into shadow boxing, huh? Something comes over me. I can feel the darkness embracing me, whispering sweet nothings in my ear, pumping me up for what's to come. Alright. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. Low spinning sweep. I've always wanted to try this. I zoom in, duck below his fist, and sweep him off his feet with a powerful roundhouse kick. It's probably the dumbest, flashiest thing I could have done, but I'm feeling more confident than ever. He flies into the air, only managing not to fall because of the wall behind him. I know what he's thinking. I should have blocked it, and he absolutely should have. But instead, he just flailed his arms helplessly as if he suddenly found himself in front of an oncoming train, a primal expression of fear that suddenly and completely took him over. I don't know how I look right now, but judging by his expression, my best guess is like the gaping maw of some primordial beast. I follow up the surprise attack with another punch to the solar plexus, or at least my nearest estimate. Once again, the effect terrifies even myself. Looks like my hunch was correct, and I hit the right spot. He falls to the floor, whining like a wounded animal, tears streaming down his face. I let him collect himself a bit, and then grab him by his chin. Learn to choose your battles, homeboy. Let me go. For Christ's sake, just let me go. I kick him in the direction of the alley entrance. He staggers off quickly, disappearing from my sight. I check on his victim. Looks like he's conscious. Wow, you whooped his ass, girl. But hasn't noticed anything out of order. Good. I was getting worried I might have overdone it a bit. That woman did say that keeping a low profile would be crucial if I wanted to survive. You alright? Need help? He managed to stand up. His smile is strained, but it suggests he's fine, or at least trying his best to seem fine. No, you gave me all the help I needed, and then some. Thank you, miss. What's your name? Jessica. I like... Thanks, Jessica. I was worried for a second, but this asshole's bark was worse than his bite. I was kind of hoping they'd put a little sticky note on her name. Jessica. He's probably in worse shape than me now. I guess that counts as a victory. I'd better be going. My wife is probably worried sick, but before that, if there's anything I could do to repay you. Wallet, please. No. Forget about it. Just be more careful in the future, alright? A true heroine always refuses compensation for her help. At least that's how I think things should go. Never thought I'd help someone in a street fight. You're something else, Jessica. You never want to try your skills you never want to try your skills in the octagon? Too much in love with my gorgeous face to see it bruised, battered, and swollen. Sorry. I hear you. Whatever you do next, God bless you. That guy looked like he could have taken the other guy. I guess if you're not in the mindset to fight someone, yeah, if you're not in the mindset to fight someone, they can take you off guard pretty easily. And there he goes. God, huh? I feel like one right now. No more worrying about being out after midnight. No more feeling uneasy whenever I spot a shady asshole across the street. Ever. Hell, I could start jogging Central Park after midnight now. Not that I need to. The future's looking bright. No, it isn't. Oh, we kept these. I knew it. That's a time limit. I don't want to feed off an innocent Tinder person. He looks desperate. A lot of people on Tinder are desperate. This club reeks of death, and I love it. I've been here a few times, but I've never seen anything this breathtaking. Everyone around me is whacked out of their minds, and as they keep dancing madly, the spirits dance beside them. Spectral silhouettes phase in and out of existence, becoming more visible the more intense the music grows. It looks like a bizarre ritual, a profane mass. I notice it's the voice samples the ghosts react to the strongest. The most suggestive ones cause them to appear distorted, even tormented. What? Ghosts now? I should have expected it. We're dealing with vampires, and oftentimes vampires can control spirits, but I'm still surprised. It's as if something was struggling to be born out of the harsh sounds, and the dead were hoping to be reborn alongside it. They're all uneasy, quivering with desire for something far beyond their reach. Probably the same as when they were alive. Nice shadowy arms in the background. Overlaid on the picture. Sometimes the living dancers spot their dead counterparts. It's usually the most manic ones who notice something out of the corner of their eye. For only a split second, but never realize what they've glimpsed. Some apparitions dance to a completely different tune than the rest of us, one only they can hear. Those seem the saddest. The spectacle is eerie. At times, it's unbearably melancholic. Above all, it's beautiful. I keep on moving to the rhythm until I reach a trance-like state, and then something even stranger happens. Every now and then, when I brush against someone, a fragmentary vision appears before my eyes. A car burning on a freeway, an outstretched hand in the depths of the sea, a man jumping out of a skyscraper window. Memories of the past, preventable visions of the future, I have no idea what it means, but I'm strangely eager to find out. Nightcore. Nightcore is just Alvin and the Chipmunks for heavy metal. Yeah, I said it. And then there are dancers like her, ones that aren't ghosts, humans, or even vampires, but something else entirely, altogether. This new world is full of mysteries, and I plan to get to the bottom of them all. But for now, I just want to dance. Wow, what a night. I watched Times Square from above. It's beautiful. Never thought this place could make me emotional, to be honest, but here I am, feeling deeply moved. Who would have thought? Getting up here was surprisingly easy, all things considered. It took more thought than physical effort. Earlier tonight, I started experimenting with this body's limits. I realized I can jump over small buildings and climb steep walls with ease now, and my whole perception of space has shifted. Ugh, that's the worst coffee I've ever tasted. I planned a scenic route across the rooftop. I did my best to avoid attracting attention, just as I was told. Stayed in the shadows as much as humanly possible. I spot a drone from afar. For a second, I feel uneasy, but I remember that what she told me. Machines won't get a clear view of me anymore. Camera footage, photos, it's all glitched out or blurry. Wouldn't take it for the idea that since you're dead, your spirit, instead of being inside you, wraps around you, and that's what's protecting you is a really cool thought. But that's for a fan fiction later. That's a fan fiction for Nosferatu later. Wouldn't take it for granted if I didn't try to catch my reflection earlier on. I couldn't see my face clearly, not in the mirror, not even in a puddle. My face was like one of Dolly's clocks. The dripping ones. She told me to keep a low profile regardless. Someone might take note and track you down. She didn't care to elaborate, but it didn't sound encouraging. Oh, Vampire Hunter V. Suddenly it hits me that I might never be able to see my own face again. I won't even be able to take care of my looks by myself. And what about the long-term psychological effects? A knot of anxiety tightens in my stomach. Jesus, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. Is there healing effects? Can you go insane as a vampire? That insanity implies damage to the brain in some way. So can you have neurons that are firing in a wrong way in your brain if you're a vampire? Or are you subject to forever be in a state of permanent sanity, which sounds like cool, but God, you'd be so bored being permanently sane. Can you be bored if you're permanently sane? Is boredom a sign of insanity? A form of insanity in a way? No, everybody gets bored. But why do we get bored? And boredom can cause insanity in high doses. That's a great thought experiment. What else is going to change? Calm down. Wait a second. These past few nights have been the best of my life. For years, I was on a downward spiral. Failing health, no future, a feeling of overwhelming powerlessness. Now everything has been flipped upside down. A total paradigm shift. A bad ending is no longer the only option. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. I forgot how that feels. Where it used to stand at mere seconds to midnight, the doomsday clock has been effectively turned off. A cold breeze brushes my cheeks. As stupid as it sounds, I choose to read it as the world telling me to chin up. I can bend anyone to my will. I am capable of superhuman strength. I am a master of shadows. I can do anything. Tomorrow night, I will be introduced to my duties. If everything goes according to plan, I will become a New York City representative of Clan La Sombra. Vampire's family tree, specifically those sharing common blood. Imagine everyone who's your blood relative, everyone you can picture gathered around the table at Christmas, all sharing the same strengths and afflictions. Might be harder to visualize when you come from a big family, but you're still probably only picturing a few dozen people maximum. There are hundreds of vampires in any given clan, maybe more. I hope they're not like immortally super powerful vampires. Because in a lot of stories where you read, like, there's 10,000 super powerful vampires, it's a question on how humans even control anything. You know, vampires have their intelligence. They have the ability to bring people over to their side. They'd be easy for vampires to walk in the middle of society in our world. I mean, look how many vampire-esque politicians there are who are sucking the blood of tax money, you know? Stuff like that. A vampire would find it easy in our world to thrive. They can control people. They can make shadow governments because it's they'd be better at doing. Yeah, I don't see vampires being found out in our world. Whoever they are, whatever it means, I have no idea what to expect. Actually, no, I do see them being found out, and I see them being embraced by humanity. I see them being seen as ancient gods. Yeah, that's a really neat idea as a story of old gods. Why did they need sacrifices? Because they were actually vampires. Another good thought experiment. But tonight is tonight. I'm free. All my worries from a month ago feel like they belong to someone else. Finally, things are looking up. Oh, okay. Well, you know what, guys? That looked like a chapter ending. As such, I don't think I should rush into this game like I have been rushing into Spearfair. This game requires thought, some peculiar actions, and idealism, so that I can craft a character from this. Because I don't know if I wanted to be a hero. Certainly, I tentatively took a hero route there, but if I'm always a hero in all my stories. That's because of my own natural insecurities. But if I'm gonna if I'm gonna be confident, maybe I should become a villain in a story for a while. But maybe confidence doesn't have to equal villainy. Maybe confidence can just equal neutrality. But everyone chooses neutral in D&D. I don't know. If you guys exist and are watching, you guys can talk about it. See what you guys think. I myself am going to switch to another game for now. So you guys have a lovely night. This has been Darkjustifier, and welcome to the exit row.